Look at these next 4 verses here in verse 10. But I rejoiced in the Lord greatly that now at last your care for me has flourished again, though you surely did care, but you lacked opportunity. Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am to be content. Somebody say content. I know how to be abased. I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned both to be full and hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. See, that's not talking about winning a UFC fight. It's not talking about making a touchdown. It's not talking about shooting the three-pointer. He says, I know how to be content in all things. I've learned in whatever state I am to be content in all things. I know how to be abased. I know how to abound. I know how to be full. I've been hungry. I know how to go without. I've been full. I've been on the mountaintop. I've been in the valley. I've had people against me. I've had people for me. But I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I've struggled with forgiveness and bitterness before, but I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I've struggled with hurt and sorrow and pain. And Jesus said, in this world you'll have tribulation, but take heart, I've overcome the world. I've struggled with that before, but I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I was scared to up and move my family to Winfield, Kansas. I lived in Derby my whole life. I said, God, what do you want from me? It was scary, but when I knew God told me, I went home and started packing, and I said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I want to see a revival fire in this town. I want to see the Spirit of God move. I want to see Him do exceedingly and abundantly above all we could ask or imagine. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. See, the key, it's through Him. It's His power. It's His glory. He's the one we must exalt. He's the one we must lift up. We need His power. Man, we just finished our 10-day Daniel fast. Thought, Lord, I don't want to do a Daniel fast. I want to do a different one. Do a 2-day. Over the 13 years, I've been fasting and praying, and I'm not meaning it. Well, I've been fasting and praying because the Bible tells me to. I've done a 1-day fast, 2, 3. I've done a 5-day fast, 7, 10. I've done a 21-day fast, no food. I've only done like 2 or 3 Daniel fasts forever. I thought, I don't want to do a Daniel fast. I'd rather do a regular fast. But God told us to do a Daniel fast, so we did a Daniel fast. And you know what? It was powerful. It was supernatural. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And you know what? We were praying. The brick on the outside, the brick outside on the wall says, it is written, my house shall be called a house of prayer. And we came up here and we prayed and we laid on our faces and we wept and we cried out to God. This place, it will be a house of prayer. One night, it was late at night, I can't remember, 2, 3, 4 nights ago. John sent me a picture of Scripture. I'd forgotten about it, and I came up here late to pray. I came up here, and the same Scripture from the same Bible was laying back there open. Right back there on the table. Because he was here praying, and he opened it up and took that picture. Is that right? You know what I was up here doing? Praying. And I thought, my goodness, people are praying. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's through Christ. If we're not going to pray and lay on our faces, if we're not going to fast, if we're not going to beg God to move, and I'm not talking about trusting in dead works to serve a living God. I'm talking about seeking and searching after Him. You do that, whatever He leads you into. Most of the Church of America thinks they can finish in the flesh what God's begun in the Spirit. Let it not be said of us. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Verse 14. Nevertheless, you have done well that you shared in my distress.